dear brothers and sisters. Alhamdulillah, we're approaching Ramadan, and last khutbah we talked about the virtue of Siyam in Ramadan. Today, inshallah, we will focus on the rulings, Ahkam Siyam. Rulings, what a Muslim should do and should not do in Ramadan. First of all, as we all know, fasting in Ramadan is an obligation. It is a rukn min arkan Islam. It is one of the pillars of this deen. A Muslim's deen is very deficient if he neglects to fast in Ramadan. Ramadan was made an obligation upon Muslims to fast in the second year after Hijrah. Prophet ﷺ fasted 9 Ramadan before he died. Ramadan, we know that when Ramadan starts, by one of two things. Either we see the hilal of Ramadan, or we finish the month of Sha'ban 30 days. There is no other way of determining the beginning of the month of Ramadan. People sometimes talked about, especially in the later years, they talked about Hisab al-Falaki, to calculate and go by calendars. All the trusted fatwa councils have rejected that. The only way for a Muslim to decide when the month starts is by seeing the hilal or by finishing the month of Sha'ban. And this is the ibadah. Seeing the hilal, and what we go by, do we go by only our own sighting or the sighting of any Muslim on this earth, or what do we go by? Scholars have differed upon this throughout history, and basically the opinions on that, I will summarize them quickly. Some scholars said that if the hilal is sighted anywhere on earth, then everyone on earth should fast. This is one opinion, and this is the opinion of Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Malik. Another opinion is that every locality they cite their own hilal, and only those people who are around them, who share with them part of the night, and it is known scientifically that the hilal will be common, those are the ones who fast together. And this is the opinion of Imam Shafi'i, and one of the opinions in the Hanbali madhab as well. Another opinion is that some scholars said that everyone who would, the news of sighting the hilal would reach that night, they should fast together. So if it's sighted someplace and the news reached 500 kilometers away, everyone who got the news that night should fast together. That's the third opinion. Another opinion is that they said every community or every country follows the imam, the leader of that country. So that's opinion number 4. Another opinion is that some scholars, and this is a weaker opinion, and it just came out recently, that some scholars said that everyone follows the people of Mecca. The stronger out of all these opinions is that every locality has its own sighting, because this is the only thing that makes sense logically and scientifically. Just like our prayer times are different than the prayer times in the East, our days, our monthly timing can also be different. It can be common sometimes, but sometimes it can be different. We cannot go by the sighting of someone who we do not share any part of the night with. It does not make any sense scientifically, and it is also a weaker opinion. So this is what we will go by. We will either sight the hilal in North America, or we will finish Sha'ban 30 days. And before that, we should not fast, because the Prophet ﷺ says, لا تصوموا حتى تروه ولا تفطروا حتى تروه. Do not fast until you see it. Do not break your fast until you see it. So it's not a matter of that we do what we want. No, we should not fast until we see it. Also, Prophet ﷺ said, لا تقدموا الشهر حتى تروا الهلال أو تكملوا العدة. Do not start the month do not prematurely start the month. لا تقدموا الشهر حتى تروه, until you see the hilal, or you finish 30 days of the month prior to that. Now, Siyam is an obligation on every Muslim who has reached puberty or exceeded puberty, an adult, as long as he is sane and there isn't a reason that would prevent him from fasting, such as a woman during her period. The person who is traveling, of course, he has an excuse to fast or not to fast. They say he's traveling, he has the option to fast or not to fast. If fasting during traveling makes it harder on him, it is favorable for him not to fast. If it makes it harder on him, it's favorable not to fast. If there's no difference, he has the option to fast or not to fast, and it is more favorable for him to fast during Ramadan, because this is a more blessed time to fast. But if he is going to harm himself by fasting, then it is haram for him to fast. If he's going to fast and then pass out during his travel or journey, then it is haram for him to fast. And what kind of travel? They say the travel should be a long travel, such as between 80 to 90 kilometers. And one very important point is that the person who is traveling should not break his fast while he's at home. He knows he's traveling today, and he's booked his ticket, but he cannot break his fast until he gets on the way. فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ. During his travel. Once he starts the travel, he can break his fast, not before that. No. Of course, if he breaks his fast, he has to make up for these days sometime after Ramadan. No. And he should not wait until the next Ramadan. This is negligence. If someone does not fast until the following Ramadan, this is a problem. If someone broke his fast during the beginning of the day because he was traveling, or a woman was during her period, and then the reason for breaking the fast has been lifted when he got home before Maghrib. Should he continue? Can he continue to eat, or does he have to fast because he's back home? Scholars said he does not have to continue. He does not have to fast. He can continue to eat because he broke. He's not fasting. Why should he torture himself by not eating the rest of the day? But he shouldn't go around in the streets eating in front of people, because Hurmat al-Shahr. It is a sacred month, and people should not be eating, even if they have an excuse to eat, like a woman during her period. She shouldn't be eating in the streets in front of everyone. So Hurmat al-Shahr, وَحَتَّى لَا يُنَالَ مِنْ عِرْضِهِ, because people will start talking about, this man doesn't fast in Ramadan. So he brings bad words to himself, and this is also haram. Also, a sick person is allowed to not fast. He is allowed to eat during the month of Ramadan, if he is sick. Now, if he is sick and the sickness is only short-term or temporary, and he is expected to get better, then this person only breaks the fast during the days he is sick, and he has to make up for this sometime after Ramadan. If somebody is sick chronically, and he has a sickness that will not be lifted, such as diabetes, such as renal failure, may Allah protect us all, then this person does not have to fast, as long as it is difficult for him. And how does he know it is difficult for him? Either by trial or by the advice from a trusted doctor. One of the two things will let him know that it is difficult for him to fast. So if it is difficult for him to fast, he does not fast. And that person who is sick on a long-term chronic basis, and he's not going to get better from this illness, he has to feed a poor person for every single day that he has not fasted. And it is better to feed 2 meals for every day. But some scholars like Imam Abu Hanifa said 1 meal would be enough as well. He has to feed for every day. Either he feeds one person for 30 days, or he gives 30 people, or whatever number he wants. Either he gives but it has to be food. He just cannot just give out money. It has to be food. So he has to make food for the people. Sahabi Anas ibn Malik the last 2 years of his life, he was not able to fast. So he fed. And what he used to do is, he used to invite 30 masakin, 4 people, and he used to feed them at once. Invite 30 people and feed them at once. So that is one way of doing it. Or if he cannot do this, he can give money to someone to make food for the poor. For instance, if he knows that back home in his home country there are masajid that make food for the poor, he can send the money equivalent to what would feed 30 people for the month of Ramadan, preferably two meals for each day. So this makes it clear. We talked about the person who is traveling. We talked about the person who is sick, and the sickness was divided into a temporary sickness or a long-term sickness. Women who have a period or are just after childbirth during the perferium, then they should not fast. It is haram for them to fast. Haram for them to fast. And she should make up for these days sometime after Ramadan. When you make up for the days that you have fasted in Ramadan, you don't have to be continuous. Better to be continuous, but you don't have to do it continuous. You can make one day every week if you want. But it has to be before the next Ramadan. Now, if a person wants to get the reward of fasting Ramadan and 6 days of Shawwal, he wants to gain this reward, because if you fast Ramadan and 6 days of Shawwal, Allah will give you the reward of fasting a whole year. Something that we should all try to achieve. If someone has missed some days in Ramadan and wants to achieve this reward, he has to make up for these days before he fasts 6 days of Shawwal. That is very important. لقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من صام رمضان ثم أتبعه ستا من شوال كان كصيام العام. So he says whoever fasts before Ramadan لا بد من صيام الشهر كله وقضاء الأيام التي فاتت في شهر رمضان قبل صيام ست من شوال. So you have to complete the whole month and then you do the 6 days of Shawwal. Now the 6 days of Shawwal also don't have to be continuous, but it is preferred to be continuous من باب المسابقة في الخيرات. And you cannot do it, you have to of course break your fast the first day of Eid. But then if you want to do the 6 days, scholars have preferred that you start immediately after the first day of Eid. This way there's no delay and you are on the safe side, you have done your 6 days. It's always to do the good deeds faster. It is always better to do the good deeds faster and do them continuously, get it over with, get the reward, and then you can break your fast as much as you want. Now, inshallah we'll finish in the second khutbah. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله العظيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، ونصلي ونسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين. اللهم صل على محمد النبي وأزواجه أمهات المؤمنين وذريته وآل بيته كما صليت على آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد. Dear brothers and sisters, we continue في أحكام الصيام, the rulings of Siyam. Of course, the old person, he is just like the sick person who is not expected to get better. He has the same ruling. He doesn't have to fast if it is difficult for him to fast. But some old people can still fast. Even 90, some of them can fast. It all depends on that person. Of course, we fast longer days here than people other places in the world. As long as there's day and night, we have to stick to the day and night. But if people are living in a place where there's no day and night, it's just the whole month of Ramadan is just daylight, then they have to go either by the closest city that has day and night, or go by the average, or go by the time of Mecca. Now, a woman who is cooking, she can taste the food. She can taste it, but she cannot swallow it. She tastes, and then she can rinse her mouth and bring it out. If a person needs to rinse his mouth because he's so thirsty, he can do that as long as he does not swallow. Also, when you are making wudu and you make istinshaq, you take the water into your nose, you have to be careful not to take the water into your stomach. You can brush your teeth and you can use miswak during the nahar of Ramadan, during the daytime of Ramadan, as long as you are very careful that you don't swallow it. If you feel the taste in your mouth or your throat, you have to rinse again and take it out. If somebody feels that he is so tired and so thirsty and he has to take a shower at tabarruj, that is also allowed. So to have water on your body or in your mouth or in your nose from the outside does not break your fast, A woman who is pregnant or nursing, breastfeeding, of course this is a long period of time and she may miss the whole month of Ramadan if she feels that Siyam will hurt her or hurt her baby. So the doctor tells her it's not good for your baby, she should not fast. And it might be haram for her to fast because she may cause harm to a human soul. If she fears that she might hurt herself also, she should not fast. So in this case, scholars said that she should make up for the months. But if this woman, for instance, she's pregnant this year, and then next year she's nursing, and next year she's pregnant, and she's missed 2 or 3 Ramadan, how can we ask her to fast 3 months during the rest of the year? For that kind of woman, she can actually just feed for every day. She can feed for every day. She can feed a poor person 2 meals for every day that she has not fasted. So this is an opinion that makes it easy for those women as well. Now, Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha used to make up for the missing days of Ramadan when in Sha'ban. She said, لِمَكَانَةِ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ, because she used to try to take care of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam all year round, so she would not make up for the days that she missed except in Sha'ban sometimes. Now, if someone had to make up for some days and he neglected and he just left it until it's almost time for next Ramadan and then he dies, then the people who are related to him have to fast these days for him, or at least feed for every day that he has missed from Ramadan. Some things that we can use during the month that will not break our fast include some medical things. For instance, eye drops do not break your fast. قطرة العين لا تفسد الصيام. Eye drops do not break your fast. Ear drops do not break your fast. Nose drops, scholars said that you should, if you feel the taste in your throat, you should rinse, but they also would not break your fast. Something that goes through the genital tract, such as some women have to have a scope, for instance, that goes through the vagina, or a man has to have a scope that goes through his urine tract. That also does not break the fast. If somebody has to have an operation like a colonoscopy, a scope that goes through the colon, منظار الشرج، منظار النهبة، منظار الجهاز التناسلي لا يفسد الصيام. All these do not break the fast. Something also that's very important, the use of an inhaler. A lot of people use inhalers for asthma. That does not break the fast either. Some sick people have to use oxygen. That would not break the fast. Smoking would break the fast, of course. Smoking, everyone says it breaks the fast. Somebody who got an injection, as long as this injection is not meant for nutrition, ليس غرض منها التغذية, that does not break the fast either. So if somebody gets an injection, that would not break the fast. Drawing blood for going for some lab tests, that would not break the fast. تحت الدم لا يفسد الصيام. Some things that break the fast include if you provoke vomiting. Provoke vomiting by putting the hand in the throat and vomit, or you look at disgusting things and intentionally you vomit because you looked at disgusting things or heard something disgusting. You hear some people, if they hear something disgusting, they can vomit, or see something disgusting, they can vomit. Somebody who knows this from himself should not expose himself to this. So vomiting by intention breaks the fast. That is something that a lot of people do not know. Also الحجامة. حجامة means bloodletting. حجامة تبطل الصيام أيضا. يعني القيء متعمد والحجامة تبطل الصيام. Somebody to take a lot of blood out of the body for medical treatment, and some scholars said even the blood donation has the same ruling, that it breaks the fast. Blood donation and hijama will break the fast. Now, something that a lot of people may have to use, they say sublingual tablets that you put under the tongue, حباية تحت اللسان, for people who have chest pain, that will not break the fast. هذا لا يفسد الصيام, لا يفسد الصيام. So these are very important things that we have during our daily life. Relationship with the wife. As long as there is no intercourse and there is no ejaculation, that is allowed. As long as there is no ejaculation or intercourse, it is allowed, as long as no one swallows the saliva of his partner. If there is saliva that will be swollen, then if somebody swallows the saliva, then he has broken his fast. So everyone has to be extremely careful during Ramadan for these things. But if someone has some secretion from his genital organs, if just because of excitation, that does not break the fast. المني لا يبطل الصيام ولكن الخروج المني بشهوة يبطل الصيام، والجماع يبطل الصيام، وبلع اللعاب لو أن رجلا بلع اللعاب زوجته أو العكس هذا يبطل الصيام. نعم. To swallow your own saliva does not break your fast. If something is between your teeth and it was so small that you did not notice it and you swallowed it, it does not break your fast. If it was big, you have to spit it out. If you are doing sahur and then you hear the adhan, you're still drinking from a cup, you can complete the cup and then you stop there. But you should not initiate or start drinking or eating after you have heard Allahu Akbar. Once you hear Allahu Akbar, only what is in your hand you can finish. But you cannot start something after that. If someone ate or drank during the day of Ramadan because he forgot that he was fasting, that does not break the fast. من أكل أو شرب ناسيا في نهار رمضان لا هذا لا يفسد الصيام. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فإنما أطعمه الله وسقاه وإنما هو رزق ساقه الله إليه. This is like a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for you. Sometimes, some people actually, when it happens, you don't intentionally do it, but if it happens, just remember it's a gift that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you a drink. Maybe, and subhanAllah, sometimes this happens when you're very tired. You're very tired and you don't know what's happening and you just take a drink of water not knowing that you are fasting. It was a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you never do something like this intentionally. If you are sleeping at night and you don't know, is it already past morning, Fajr time or not past morning time? شك في طلوع الفجر فأكل أو شرب, he is doubting, he is not sure that Fajr has come and he ate or drank, that will not break his fast. He can just continue next day normal. If someone was in a state of janaba, had a sexual relationship at night and he woke up next morning and he had the ghusl after the morning time, that does not break the fast. Inshallah we'll stop here.